Today, I'm going to show you 15 Ableton Live tips that will speed up your workflow and make you look like a pro inside the session. So let's get started. So the tip number 1 is you can reverse sample inside of Simpler. To do that, all you have to do is right click on the sample and select reverse sample. Now, I do not know how this is useful and for who this is useful for, but I remember reading this online where people were asking whether this is possible or no, and for those reasons I have put this as my tip 1. So the tip number 2 is you can hot swap audio samples and clips inside Ableton. Let me show you what I mean. So I have this simple groove going, and let's say I do not like the kick and I want to change it, but it's an audio. You can easily change that. To do that, all you have to do is go to File, select Manage Files. A window will open up on the right hand side of Ableton. Now select Manage Set, View Files. Here, it will show you all the files, all the audio files that you're using in the session. So this is my kick that I'm using and I do not like it. I want to change it. So I'm going to go to the left of over here and I'm going to select the hot swap button and it will open up the browser, and I'm going to double click and I'm changing the you can see I'm changing the kick. Let's try the same with the loops. Let's go here, let's change one loop here. This can be very handy for a lot of people who use audio clips in their projects. Tip number 3 is you can move the audio file by holding Shift and Option key, and now you can move the audio inside the clip without going anywhere, right? So this was the clip and maybe you want to edit here and hold down Shift and Option key, and maybe you want to keep the groove like this. Let's hear this. Yeah, so that was tip number 3. Tip number 4 is you can transpose multiple MIDI files at once easily. To do that, select all the MIDI files. I'm going to select all the MIDI files here, double click and open it up in the piano roll. Let me solo them first so you can hear what the files are, how they sound, and they will show up here. Alright, let me play them. Now if I want to transpose it, I'll go inside the piano roll, click here first, then Command A to select all the notes, and then I'll go to this black box and then I'll drag my mouse up and down how much ever I want. Okay, so double click to get it back to where it was. Yeah, you can transpose it this way. So that was tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to find the device that you want to work on from the clip view selector. Now suppose you have so many audio devices in this one track, and when you're making music, you don't want to be lost by going and searching for that one particular device that you want to edit. So the quick way is to go to the bottom right here. This is your clip view selector. Right click, and for instance, let's say I want to work on the saturator. I'll click on the saturator and it will pop up here. Now let's say these all are minimized, right? And right click and say auto filter and it will open up. Let's say right click and say drum bus and it will open up. Tip number 6 is editing audio using the linked tracks. Now before we get into this, you need to know to use this particular tip, all your clips have to be of the same length. So first let me select this, all these 3 guys, and consolidate them. Now they become of one length. Now I will go here, select all these 3 tracks, right click and select link tracks. Now how is this useful? Now what you can do is once they are linked, you can apply fades to all of them together, right? You can reverse them together. You can also rename them, say rhythm. You can split them together. Now I'll click here and you see there's a cut applied to all three of them. You want to delete a section, I'll just select, I'll hover my mouse over the kick track, but you see the selection is happening on all the other three tracks, all the other two tracks as well. I can delete one and all the other three will get deleted. You can also warp them together now. Double click. So now I'll just create a warp marker here and I'll move the warp marker and you can see the other two are getting warped with this as well. So this was tip number 6, link tracks. Tip number 7 is holding down E and taking your mouse on the MIDI notes and clicking them anywhere you would like to edit them. It's so easy now in Ableton 12. Just hold down the E key on your keyboard and click with your mouse wherever you want to edit the notes. Tip number 8 is you can edit the note as per the grid value. What do I mean by that is, now let's suppose I want to make a quick snare roll. I'll go here and I will quickly draw a MIDI note. I'll make sure for the snare roll, my grid at the bottom right here, just above the piano roll, is set to 1/16. Then I'll select the note and I'll press Command and E, and now let's hear. Now it's not sounding as a snare roll. For that, what we'll do is we'll ramp up the lowest velocity here and we'll pump up, increase the velocity here, and towards the end here, let's select this much and let's change the grid to 132 and press Command E, so that will change at the end. And now let's hear this. Tip number 9 again is about editing MIDI notes. Now in Ableton 12, they've introduced this new feature where you can hold down Command and E and take your mouse. Let's say I want to edit this part of the MIDI note. So I can hold down Command and E and take the mouse close to the note and you'll see there's an icon which appears. Now I can hold the mouse down and just drag up. You see, I can make this variation. Now I can go here, I can do the same, Command and E, select this note, Command and E, select this note, Command and E. Now where is this useful? You can quickly make trap hi-hats or different rhythm variations. Tip number 10 is now you can consolidate MIDI notes in Ableton Live. All you have to do is select the notes. Let me select the notes and press Command J and boom, it becomes one. Tip number 11 is you can change the velocity of the MIDI notes by selecting them and typing in the value. Now for instance, I'll just say 50. So let's select all of these guys and say 30. There you go. Let's again change them to 127. There you go. It's that simple. Tip number 12 is you can take your mouse to the utility width knob, right click, and now you can select mid and side mode. This can be very helpful during mastering your songs. Tip number 13. It's very easy to move automation lanes up and down. Let me show you what I mean. Now let me go here to this track, open up automation. Let's say I want to add an automation of filter. So let me select the pencil tool and just draw a random automation here. Click here. And let's say I want to automate frequency of the auto pan. So here again I draw a random automation just for the sake of this tutorial, and let's add an automation to this as well. Okay, something random. Okay, now I have these 3 lanes, right? Let me get this down here. Okay, now I have these 3 lanes. Now what if I want to move this up? Just hold down Command and there it goes, auto filter on top. How about getting the erosion down? Hold the Command and That's it. This can be very useful if you have multiple automation lanes in your session. Tip number 14 is moving the audio or the MIDI tracks just like the automation lanes which you just saw. It's very simple. Like I told you earlier, let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of the mixer as well. Now let's say I want to get this track right at the bottom. Hold down Command and move it right down with the arrow. How about moving the kick? Let the kick be there. What about this one? Let's move it above the bass. So hold down Command and move it above the bass. Let's move this loop down. It's that simple. Tip number 15 is to add silence in between your arrangement. It's very easy. Just go here, click wherever you want to add the silence from. Now, for instance, let's go here, hit Command and I. One box will open up. Now, let's say I want silence I want to be added of 16 bars. So I'll add 16 here and I'll press OK, and that's it. Let's say Command I and I want to add a silence of 4 bars and I'll hit OK. Another way of doing it is you can just make a selection and hit Command I, or make a selection here, hit Command I. Workflow is everything in music production. The faster you move, the more creative you become. Let me know in the comments which of the tips you did not know about. I'll see you in the next one.